Mhm. I just wanted to mention to the police department, yeah, that I'm documenting crime and you have an obligation to enforce the law. Killing me is not the answer to your problems. Now, I know that's a big surprise to you, yes, but my death will not prevent your prosecution. So it would be a lot easier if you just remove the fraud of the protection order. Yeah. And the dissolution of marriage. Yes. And then you give me my sons. Yeah. Because I've told you for the last 4 years, since November 15th of 2015, yes, that I didn't receive any due process. Yes. My wife didn't sign the protection order. And you issued it for 10 years. Now, you've had me arrested multiple times for the allegation of violating it. Yes. And each and every instance of those arrests, I wasn't in Sequim, I wasn't in Jefferson County, yes, and I wasn't cyber stalking. Now, I went through the civil rights coordinators so that they could understand that my son's civil rights are being violated. Yes, they're actually being held hostage because they were abducted and kidnapped. Yes, and they are in the wrong grades and they should not be in that school because no one seems to recognize the rights of my sons, yes, to be in the right grade. Oh, now you could have enforced my civil rights, but instead, yes, you had to expose yourselves as the largest organized crime family in this nation. Now it's your stupid fault for what you're doing. You were stupid. See, this idea that my wife is going to go to court, yes, on July 8th of 2011. She's going to say that I'm mentally ill, yes. And then I go through the diversion, yes, on Guam. I did 7 hours of parenting classes, yes, and my record was expunged, yeah. And then you're going to reissue a protection order by minute order, yes, while I was on trial, yes, while I was on personal recognizance, yes, while I was on probation, yes, for the allegation of violating a protection order where you didn't give me any due process, yes. Now, Brent is very much complicit in being a part of the nation's largest organized crime family. Now, you're the idiots that have been doing this, yes, and trying to hurt me for what you're doing is just stupid. Yeah. Now, obviously, yes, somebody should have asked me, where were you at on June 16th of 2017? Yes. But the way that I'm seeing it, it's the policy of the police department to not even question people about crime. Yes. It's as if you don't organize it, it doesn't happen. But when you organize the crime, when you make up false allegations, yeah, then it does happen because you prosecute the wrong individuals. In fact, you prosecute individuals that did not commit any crime. Now, for Mr. Hawes and the prosecuting attorney in Jefferson County, yes, Jefferson Associated Counsel, and the Clallam County Public Defender's Office. Obviously, you had available the documentation that I was on the bus. Yeah. And you had the emails from the Port Angeles Library of December 31st. Yes. And you had the videos from June 16th of 2017 where I was sitting in front of the Masonic Temple. Yes. You had the logbook from the senior center where I was there on that day. Yes. So I didn't travel to Brennan. No, I didn't cyberstalk right now. Well, you're going to prison for organizing crime. Now, for the individuals that think, well, we're just going to keep this quiet, I'm actually going to sue for each and every person involved in the organization of crime. Yes. Now, Jack, yes, falsified evidence. Oh, paying for shows. Oh, 16 months of court hearings. Yeah. Judge Landis, excessive bail of $500,100. Yes. Then there's this whole idea that law enforcement should have served me in the Swim Public Library instead of the individual that is involved in organized crime. Yes. Now, for all of you that were going to teach me a lesson that I don't know what you're doing, yes, you're organizing crime. Now, I'm going to want to sue you, and I'm going to want to sue the Seattle Police Department. Yes, all the judges in each and every county. Yeah, all the sheriffs in each county. Yes. And then there are the other states that are also going to get sued for refusing to obligate the enforcement of the laws. Yes. Now, this Internal Revenue Service, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of money in what is known as damages. Yeah. Restitution. Oh, and then there should be those tax-free resources known as Victims Assistance, United States Army. And then there's victims resources for those that have been victimized by law enforcement. Yeah. Now, false and altered documents. Every time that I find that the dissolution of marriage doesn't have my wife's signature because I'm really thinking that her look-alike was actually in court that day. Yes. I'm going to say that the use of that to substantiate any and all income tax returns, yeah, that's what's known as false and altered document. Ooh. Now I'm going to sue the IRS for refusing to actually enforce the laws of the United States. I know I emailed them, but I'm going to sue them for a tax credit for $400 billion because I'm being obstructed from manufacturing water. Yeah. Electricity, yeah, and then numerous other innovations that I think would be helpful to humanity. Yes. Now, false and altered documents. Yes. Let's say you're an employee of the IRS. And you have a look-alike brother or sister. Yes. That originated from Clallam County, but you don't talk about them, but you cross paths about every 3 to 5 years. For every altered document that says it's a tax return, yes, that any employee of the IRS changed, I'm going to sue all of those employees for altering the documents after being. Just give me your backup service, Internal Revenue Service, right now. Now, we just can't have, yes, the nation's largest organized crime family changing what they submit to the IRS after they've submitted it to the Internal Revenue Service. And for the individuals known as the 16,000 agents, yeah, you're getting sued. Oh.